just off the New Jersey Turnpike in East Rutherford. We are just about set for football on EA Sports from MetLife Stadium. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. A first down throw for Winston. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. Michael Bennett in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. On the ground, this is Johnson. And some space here. David Johnson on his way. 30, 20, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. David Johnson, 88 yards. And the Bills have taken the early lead. And personally, what a start for him to get in the end zone from that distance here on the first drive.
And it has the defense tearing up their defensive goals for the game, doesn't it? Because nowadays, when we talk to all the coaches, they don't talk about limiting yards per carry and those things. They just talk about limiting explosive plays, whether it's through the air or on the ground. And anything an explosive play on the ground, usually, 10 to 12-yard runs? This one was way more than that. They've got to go back to the drawing board and try and shut it down.
And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go. Red light.
Derrick Henry all alone. He's at the 50, the 30, past the 20. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Derrick Henry, 87 yards. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here come the Bills. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Shift together here from the D-line. They go to Johnson again. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Jameis to throw it. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Perry Riley in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Ross on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jets take possession. And New York set to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
On second down, here's Henry. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Garoppolo on first down. They set up the screen for Henry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 more yards there and another first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Derrick Henry with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Jets have taken the lead. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through it for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And this is their 3rd drive. Right now, maybe not about points, just about getting something. They haven't gotten a first down yet in this game.
It's a mental barrier you don't think about until you go a couple of drives without getting a first down. Then all of a sudden it looms big. It gets harder and harder to actually attain that first down.
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Johnson. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of 1, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. On 3rd down, Winston. And he's got Snead. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
On second down, Johnson. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays, too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
And he fires one that's intercepted. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And fortunately, the Bills jump on it and get it back. Following the interception, Winston. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. But they've got a 3rd and inches coming up, trying to keep the chains moving. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. On 1st and 10, Winston. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles. We're only in the second quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. You might have to think about some misdirection or something to try and get him away from the ball.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. And Hauschka's kick is good. And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out come the Jets. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Hoping now to get back in the end zone on this 4th possession. Garoppolo now, first down throw. He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And he finds Barnidge. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Ross. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down. Jimmy Garoppolo, the starter here, finally lured away from the Patriots. What are some things you like about JG?
Well, I love his makeup, meaning obviously he has a physical ability. He can throw the football, but he's mentally tough as well. And he developed while he was there in New England. They actually trained him to be a starter even though he wasn't getting any type of snaps. And this guy adapts and thrives with the ability to play against pressure.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go!
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The rookie from Michigan, Taco Charlton. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the D-air.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Doug Baldwin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Vinatieri out there to kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line. So 1:56 to play in this first half. We'll come back to MetLife Stadium after this short timeout. They begin the drive with Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Well, with the kind of half he's had, I think we can forgive him that run, right? Not every run's going to be a big play, is it?
No, and also the blocking just wasn't there. No room to run.
Yeah, defensively, they got to find a way to build on that because he's eating them alive in the first half.
They'll get 4 on second down, but it leaves them with third and still 9 to go. Now Winston. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're indeed going. It's Winston. This is Johnson. He's got it. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And the aggressive play call simply does not work out. You're on your own side of the field here. Punt it, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's a time for analytics and a time for being aggressive, but not with this field position. There's also a time for good old football 101 sense.
Yeah.
Punt it away. Let your defense take over with better field position.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Now Garoppolo throwing on second. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. A big play there just before halftime. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On first down, Garoppolo. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best. Quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
And tough starting field position here. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And some room for him there as he'll take this up to about the 15. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short game.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and just like that, it's third down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. Now they set up the screen, that's complete. No gain on the screen there, it's second down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
Forced out to his left. And his throw here is incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. Third down here.
Well, they're slinging it. And then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. The left side completion to Jones. And 21 yards there as they convert on third. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because
and the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The rookie from Michigan, Taco Charlton. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And the offense now will try to regroup after the sack on 2nd down. So the D-line's going to spread out. There's Garoppolo to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. Caught on the right side by Jones. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. Winston now to throw on first down. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Now Jameis on second down. Over the middle, Sharp's got it complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. From the gun, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Mike Bennett in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Jameis to throw it. Screenplay, Johnson. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. So their woes on offense continue. That's the 2nd pick thrown here in the 3rd quarter.
And we know it was ill-advised. But that was an opportunity to help them get back into the game. Instead, he throws another interception, and now their task is even tougher.
They begin with Henry, and he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5.
Now let's go. 3-19. Watching that, Barney.
They do go for it. It's Garoppolo. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. The busy night continues for Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And there's a nice stop for the defense. They've had a tough time containing this guy all game long, but maybe they can build a little bit off of that play, a little bit of confidence, a little bit of momentum. Yeah, every now and then you can actually tackle that guy.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. The Bills have the football, but they trail here as we begin quarter number 4. The Bills on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Winston. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. And Hauschka's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so you needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal then maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it's a necessary first step.
Still plenty of time remaining, but you could really use a stop defensively after the kickoff, preferably a 3 and out.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on. Turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3. And that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into.
And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Charles Johnson in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Garoppolo to throw on 2nd down. But he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a 1-score game.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. Derrick Henry, and able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
The Jets on third down. They've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run with Henry. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. They set up the screen for Henry. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And give him 9 yards on the second down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Garoppolo looks to throw. He finds his man, Baldwin. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on third down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well.
And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam Gase, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs. Give me your 3 top runs. And right now, you're seeing a guy that's probably using his top runs to great advantage in this game.
He is in a zone. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Now it's Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The Jets on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down.
Now let's go.
Garoppolo to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Mark Barron. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, you know, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trusting his quarterback and trusting his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
It'll be a pickup of only a yard, and it'll be a second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. Now Jameis trying to hurry his crew to the line. He'll look to throw. And he finds his target. It's Sharp. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. Now the Jets are going to burn another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. A first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
Red zone opportunity. Now Johnson. Oh, no, he lost the football. Unfortunately, he's able to recover himself, but the clock's still rolling here.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
The Bills on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run it with Johnson. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words. Make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. So it's all going to come down to Stephen Hauschka. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And this one is good. Stephen Hauschka delivering in the clutch. And the Bills are going to get out of here winners. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for Buffalo, they close out this first half at a very solid 6-2. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Jets, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.